I'd like to begin with an article from Entrepreneur magazine. It was written by the editor-in-chief, Jason Pfeiffer. The title of Jason's article is "A Plea to People Who Send Calendar Invites. Write Better Subject Lines." Here's the first paragraph of Jason's article. Next Thursday at noon, I have an item on my calendar that says, "Call with Jason Pfeiffer." Except, I am Jason Pfeiffer. And I don't schedule calls with myself. If I need to chat with Jason Pfeiffer, I can just talk out loud. Most of us have received something like this before. Why does it happen? Because the person scheduling the call indeed had a call with Jason Pfeiffer. And so it made sense to that person to use this as the subject line of the calendar invitation. In every email communication, we have a writer and a reader. Let's bring them to life a little bit. And as I say in all of my writing programs, the key to being a good writer is actually to focus as much on reading as on writing itself. When we send emails, we need to put ourselves in the shoes of our readers. That's who we're writing to, so we might as well construct our messages in a way that appeals to them rather than to ourselves. The concept of putting yourself in the shoes of someone else is not rocket science, but it's highly unnatural. It's not intuitive. And according to famous professor Steven Pinker from the Harvard University, the fact that it's unnatural to view your own communications through the eyes of someone else is why we struggle to do so. Even at Harvard, says Professor Pinker, where the people are nothing short of brilliant, his students struggle to visualize their own communications through the eyes of their readers. A few years ago, Professor Pinker wrote this article in the Wall Street Journal where he gave this one example that I absolutely love. He said, even at Harvard, 30 students send me attachments named psychassignment.doc. Well, how helpful is that when Professor Pinker goes to upload or download these things onto his computer? Here's a little image of his folder with all these files that are completely indistinguishable one from the next. And I'm sure you're thinking, why didn't these students just make the subtle change that I'm about to make in a few seconds? Ready? Why didn't they just do that? How hard would that have been? Not so hard? Or a lot harder than it might seem because it's unnatural to adopt this perspective. If this was the only psych assignment in your universe, then you could be tricked into labeling it psychassignment.doc. And so our goal in this workshop will be to come up with practical strategies to help us draft emails that appeal to our readers.